I think we have another military candidate. Yes, we do. The Republicans are running some really good candidates. We're happy to welcome Larry Kaefish. Oh, there he is. Who's running against Tammy Duckworth in the 8th District.
As Denise said, I'm Larry Kaefish. I'm running for Congress, the Illinois 8th Congressional seat against Tammy Duckworth. The seat we are going to take back in November. I got up this morning, like every morning. I did my 2 toe touches. I took a big deep breath. And I smelled something, and it was sweet. And it wasn't flowers, and it wasn't the pollen, because that was buried by the snow this morning. It was something sweeter than that. It was victory. Victory is in the air, and 2014 is going to be a great year. 2014 is going to be the year that we bring honest leadership, selfless service, and the principles back that made our country great. Limited government, lower taxes, fiscal responsibility, and a free a capitalist economic system. But we have some folks out there. We have an administration. We have an administration. We have a party, and we have a congresswoman named Congresswoman Duckworth who don't want to do that. What they want to do is fundamentally transform America. And I'll be honest with you, I can't say those words without feeling a cringe. It goes against every fiber of my being. I'm a guy that grew up in a room that was red, white, and blue. I've served for the majority of my life in the Marine Corps, 23 years, and 5 combat tours. I don't know how you can say you want to fundamentally transform something you love. You can improve, you can modify, you can fix. You can go back to the basics that made you great to begin with, because we have a history. From the conception of our country, we had a few principles, and they worked pretty well. The principles you and I know very well and are very dear to our heart. Now, all of a sudden, we've got these folks that want to do something dramatically different. They want to do the exact opposite. Those that want to fundamentally transform America, they don't want to shrink government. They're growing it. They don't want to reduce our taxes. They're raising them. They don't want fiscal responsibility. We have $17 trillion in debt, and we are growing. And nobody's even mentioning it. It's not even an issue. And they don't want a free market system. They just pushed Obamacare, which is taking control of over 1/6 of our economy. It's absolutely deplorable. And in my rational thought process, when you do something that's exactly opposite that gave you great success, what are you going to get? Great failure. And we see it today. We see it here at Illinois. What do we got right now? The worst credit rating in the country, 2nd highest unemployment. In 2014, Moody's has predicted we're going to have the worst rating in the country for job creation. And just last year alone, in 2013, we lost 31,000 workers from the Illinois workforce. It's unacceptable. But fortunately for us, it's tax day. How about that? Right now, the tax code about 1/3 of our pay. And we're about 1/3 through the year. So from January till now, everything we've worked for has been pushed towards the government to use as they like. Fortunately, we got some good roads, good schools. We got some. Our military's getting stronger by the day, right? No, 70% of the money that we spend every year goes to Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, government pensions, and other government entitlements. I can tell you another place where the money goes. I was just in D.C. last week. I have military obligations still. I was there. I got to the airport at Ronald Reagan, and I drove to an airport about 1.5 miles away. And in that 1.5 miles, I saw 7 cranes. Cranes are a beautiful symbol. It's a sign of economic growth and vibrance, and things are moving in the right direction. When's the last time you've seen a crane around here? Okay? I worked in D.C. I was a congressional fellow. I worked with a lot of agencies. As a Marine Corps officer, I worked in the Pentagon, and I worked with a lot of departments and a lot of civilian organizations. And I can tell you, you can get rid of half of it and not miss a beat. It's been touched on already today, and I want to address it because I think it's absolutely critical, and it's what I base my entire life on and what I'm basing our campaign on. And it's two things. It's honest leadership and selfless service. And right now, there's a lack of honesty, and there's a lack of selflessness. That's critical. That's paramount. We can build the principles off of that, but if you don't have that to begin with, you're not going to get past Jump Street. I don't even know where that came from, but it came out. But I read something recently, and I want to share it with you because it's really critical, and it really highlights the predicament we are in right now. But Victor Davis Hanson, he writes some great stuff. If you haven't, if you all know him, but he talked about truth and transparency, and what he said is, truth and transparency is the fuel for civilized societies. Without it, the society will grind to a halt. And he goes, it's a lack of trust in government. Not the barbarians on the frontier, not global warming, global cooling, or epidemics that will doom civilizations, going back to the Roman Empire, to the Soviet Union. Where are we today? Anybody trust their government? Has anybody been lied to by their government or president? It's done more frequent than not. So I want to leave it with that. What we can do, my job, I look at Tammy Duckworth as emblematic of this administration, which I think will go down in history as the worst in our history. It pains me to see what is happening today with where we are and those in office today and what they're doing to our great country. So, as I said, we're going to win in November. We're going to do whatever it takes. And I'd love to have your support. Come on out to the webpage, www.kaefishforcongress.com. Sign up. We'll get you going. There's lots of opportunities. And continue doing what you're doing. Stay vigilant. Talk to your friends. Talk to your family. Make sure they talk to their friends and family. Make sure they know what's going on. Because what's going right now is unacceptable. And as I've said from day one in my campaign, success is our only option. We have a country to save. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. God bless our troops, and God bless the United States of America.